Television has always been a window into the lives of others, a place where stories unfold, laughter echoes, and reality feels just out of reach. But sometimes, the stories that TV leaves behind aren't heartwarming or funny. They're disturbing, mysterious, and impossible to forget. Tonight, we delve into some of the most eerie moments ever captured on television. Stories that left behind questions, unease, and a haunting reminder that what we see on screen isn't always just entertainment. It's time to kick off this series with some of the most disturbing moments from the world of television.
And now for the Uncovered! Wow, look at this, Patrick. Another tremendous audience here again today. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Just Like Mom. Boy, we're going to give away some great prizes today.
In the 80s, Canadian TV brought us a game show called Just Like Mom. On the surface, it seemed harmless, a playful competition between kids and their moms, answering questions about each other and participating in quirky games.
You'll still like me after I ask you this question?
I don't know.
But beneath the cheery facade lies a troubling story tied to its host, Fergie Olver, that still sparks discomfort today. The show first aired in 1979, hosted by Stephen Young alongside Catherine Swing, a former Miss Canada. The concept was simple: think the Newlywed Game, but for families. Stephen Young's hosting was straightforward, though occasionally awkward. But everything changed in season 2 when Fergie Olver, Swing's husband at the time, took over as host. Olver's hosting style stood out, and not in a good way. His persistent requests for hugs and kisses from young contestants often crossed boundaries.
They're not blue. Now don't tell me that. Look at me a little closer. They're green. How cool is it? Can I have a hug and a kiss? I can't have one? Even if I say and whisper in your ear that Allison, you're gonna win the show, I still can't have a hug and a kiss? Well, I guess you can't win the show then.
Watching these moments today, the discomfort on the children's faces is palpable, raising the question, how did this behavior go unchecked on live TV? Beyond his physical interactions, the show sometimes asks questions that, in hindsight, feel wildly inappropriate.
You got any boyfriends?
Yeah, one.
One boyfriend? What do you do when you're alone together? What do you do too?
Just talk.
You just talk? That's all? You wouldn't tell me anyway, would you?
No.
No.
While the mothers were often backstage, leaving the kids to answer alone, the unsettling tone of some interactions makes you wonder how producers didn't step in.
Do you hand out kisses, Jennifer?
All right, what, you like hugging and kissing?
Yeah.
With who?
Parents appeared uneasy but seemed unable to act, likely constrained by the live nature of the show. As viewers, it's hard not to imagine the awkwardness in the studio. Just Like Mom ran from 1980 to 1985, with over 600 episodes. Despite Olver's behavior being broadcast to audiences, there was little backlash during its original run. It wasn't until the 2010s, when old clips resurfaced on platforms like YouTube, that outrage began to build. No legal action was ever taken. Some former staff members even defended Olver, attributing the outrage to clever editing rather than any real wrongdoing. The absence of victims coming forward has left many questions unanswered about what happened behind the scenes. Today, Just Like Mom has faded into obscurity, but its darker moments remain a troubling part of television history.
FBI!
es el programa número 1 de la televisión humorística, El Chavo.
Are removed from anything sinister. For those who tuned in during its original run, a darker tale lurks beneath the show's light-hearted surface, an unsettling mystery still whispered about today. The rumors started quietly, dismissed at first as urban legend. But as time went on, more and more people claimed to have noticed something. It wasn't part of the show. The story spoke of an unidentified figure appearing in the background of certain scenes. Not a cast member or an extra, but someone wrong. According to long-forgotten reports, the cast and crew experienced strange sensations while filming. They often felt watched, but never saw anyone. At first, they blamed exhaustion from long hours on set, but the uneasy feeling never went away. Then came the discovery. Fans meticulously rewatching old episodes reported seeing something, a figure partially obscured in the shadows of the set, a face that shouldn't have been there, watching. Sometimes only for a split second before disappearing entirely, as if aware of being caught on camera. What made the sightings even more disturbing was their inconsistency. The intruder never appeared in the same place twice, blending into the background, his presence fleeting but undeniable. The network strengthened security after the claims surfaced, but by then, the damage was done. The thing, whoever or whatever it was, had left behind a trail of unsettling images frozen in the show's film reels. Some believe it was just a deranged fan sneaking onto the set, but others aren't so sure. His features, distorted and darkened by the dim lighting, appeared almost inhuman. And then comes the question no one dares to ask. How many times was he there without being noticed? How many moments were lost to time, never captured on film, when he was just beyond the camera's view? It's an impossible thought. But maybe, next time you watch an old episode of your favorite series, pay closer attention to everything, because something or someone might be watching you. If you've been following my videos, you might remember a brief mention of this program in my first video of Lost Media. But today, we're diving deeper into what made this show so infamous. Premiering in Mexico in 1985, Mujer Casos de la Vida Real was anything but lighthearted. From the very beginning, it aimed to reenact the harsh realities of life, based on letters from viewers, stories of family conflict, betrayal, and societal problems were brought to life with an unflinching level of detail. Today, a show like this would be nearly impossible to air. Its graphic depictions and unsettling narratives would face immediate cancelling. The episode you are about to watch was one of the most impactful in the history of this program. On an ordinary afternoon in 2001, Mexican households tuned the show. But that day's episode, titled The Tragedy at School, would leave a scar on the memories of viewers, plunging them into one of the darkest stories ever broadcasted. The episode centered around a young boy named Diego, a teenager grappling with the mounting weight of familial neglect, academic failure, and a heartbreak that shattered his fragile world. Diego wasn't the top student his parents wanted him to be. For them, he was a disappointment, a burden they made no effort to hide. As the narrative unfolded, viewers were introduced to the daily tension in Diego's household. His mother's harsh criticisms echoed louder than any words of encouragement.
¡Contéstame, escuincle!
her disdain for his failures cutting him deeper than she realized. "You're a good for nothing," she'd say, her words leaving no room for a hopeful future. Among the rare joys in Diego's life was his girlfriend, Adriana. To him, she was everything, a reason to wake up each morning. But Adriana, feeling the strain of their young relationship, decided to break things off. Her words weren't meant to wound, but to Diego they were the final blow. "I don't love you," she said, leaving him clutching a small gift he had once bought for her. That scene, intensely emotional and starkly relatable, struck a chord with the audience. But for Diego, this heartbreak wasn't just another chapter in life. It was the climax of his pain. The most haunting moment of the episode came during a classroom scene. Diego, sitting silently at his desk, stared ahead as his teacher reprimanded him for his failing grades. The camera lingered on his face, an expression of despair that viewers couldn't shake. Moments later, Diego was seen confronting Adriana one final time. "You don't understand," he said, his voice breaking. "You were my everything." She brushed him off gently. Diego made a decision that horrified millions of viewers. "No, Diego," screamed Adriana. And then, silence.
Diego, no!
Just like this, the show was filled with deeply disturbing stories and episodes. If you want a video dedicated to the most unsettling cases, let me know in the comments below. I invite you to subscribe if you enjoy these kinds of videos. Leave a thumbs up if you liked the video and share it. It would help me a lot. And as the night falls, I wish you dreams as deep as the stories we've shared tonight. Sleep tight, and see you soon.